Hi. So I started the video wanting to talk about another peaceful warrior, Gawar Mate, who's written this brilliant book called Myth of Normal, but my mind is somewhere else. So let's talk about that. I actually want to speak about um, this is like how we use intoxicants to either escape or go in our feelings, and how having the aid or crutch of an intoxicant actually does not yield the results that we want. And I would I mean, intoxicants can do two things, right? Intoxicants could be alcohol, could be weed, could be cigarettes, could also be work actually. But let's just, I mean, I understand alcohol a lot more than anything else, because I actually only like I drink, but I don't know anything. I don't smoke. I don't know any of that. So I'll take that as a reference. But a lot of people actually use these as either uppers or lowers. So either you go deeper into your emotions or you go out of it. Um, what I've realized over time is, at least I come from a family where being expressive and showing emotions and showing feelings was not necessarily the easiest or the most acceptable form. And it's taken this long to actually just start being very, very honest. I mean, radically honest is what I've been aiming for. And there has been a cost that you pay for being honest. You lose people, you lose loved ones, you get judged, you get lots of comments, all of that, right? But being vulnerable is not the easiest thing in the world, but what other way is there? I mean, there is this brilliant man who told me that, and he made this real for me. This amazing creative person told me that I'm very, very vulnerable, and I'm not thick skinned, and I'm not ashamed of it. And I was like, if he can do it, maybe I can do it too. That was strength. Um, he embodied that for me. So I realized that for me, alcohol becomes an escape route. First of all, women don't talk about the fact that they drink, and not all of them. And when they do, and if it ends up becoming a spiral, then you don't talk about it at all, because that's bad behavior on top of a bad behavior. So double bad, right? But what I realize is, because it's so hard for me to kind of speak about what I'm really feeling, I end up hiding behind alcohol. I remember, and I'll give you two, three examples of this, right? So it's very simple to explain in a personal relationship. You have a conflict with somebody, or you have a conflict with a partner, or a romantic partner, and you don't know how to express it to them, or you're feeling unheard, or you're feeling rejected or abandoned, and you just kind of use the aid of alcohol to kind of go into a psyche, and break some barriers, and kind of just be an asshole in terms of expressing yourself, expressing your angst. You could have done the same thing without it, but you don't did not have the healthy mechanisms to be able to do that. Of course, today I do have it, which is I can speak about it. But even now, there could be days, and I'm not shying away from being just a human. But this also comes in other forms, right? It could come in a social situation where you feel like your boundaries have been crossed. It can come up at a hard day at work. Like I remember a few occasions where I've been gaslit at work, where my work's credit has been taken away, or have been accused of things that I've actually not done. I'm one of the most hardworking people I know. My career is only built on being hardworking. I'm what you call a karma yogi, and that's that. I work a lot. So when people kind of try to question that and kind of make this, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. I mean, it's basic gaslighting, and it's taken me. I remember one time, one of my people in my team who was in sales, who was just an asshole actually. He almost drove me to very, very dark feelings. And a couple of girls in my team. So passive aggression from juniors, pushed down by people who don't want to do their jobs. There's a lot of underemployment in corporate India, right? There's a lot of hidden unemployment. These are people who actually should lose jobs and should not have any, but they have it. Um, and they kind of come to the level of the incompetence, and everybody can see that they're incompetent, but nobody calls them out, because otherwise, how will you survive? Survival of the most political is the way to go. I can't be political, and I remember I became so unhappy with what was happening at work that I got really drunk, and I called that person out I called that person out, and of course I got judged, and I got like trolled internally or whatever, and I lost all the respect. And same thing can happen with a junior who doesn't want to give you the credit that you deserve, just by virtue of your gender, and by virtue of the fact that you're assertive, and they'll take the same assertiveness from a man, but they won't take it from you. um, so, like this simple, like tiny discredits, the tiny disrespects, which kind of make you angry. and it all piles up. And it's not like it comes out in a day. It takes a year, sometimes it takes 2 years, it sometimes takes years to kind of build up the angst to kind of show it, still using the crutch of an alcohol and not really doing it sober. It's only now that I'm realizing, it's imperative to be sober when you want to express, because otherwise it has no impact, and you end up being judged, and you end up being negated, you end up being rejected, you end up losing people, especially friends and family, colleagues. It's not worth it. And it's not a simple thing like, oh, go get therapy or get sober. It's really not as simple as that. We are not an expressive country. We don't know. We don't value expression. We don't value emotions. We don't really speak about it, especially in middle class India, especially in the kind of homes that I come from. Feelings are suppressed, and hope is that we find a way to be real without being dysfunctional. And I'm really hoping that dysfunction is looked at as a way to improve. There is nothing to prove, there's only a way to improve, right? So there is dysfunction, you can improve it. For that, you can possibly help somebody, you can help yourself. Um but it starts with acceptance and expression of the fact that there is dysfunction, and there could be long, enduring dysfunction that needs to be dealt with and addressed. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure that not the easiest topic to talk about, but why not?